let me activate a lighter sound provided by Jam and James on a flex. Guess what's coming next? A dope rhyme by the DWTX on the mic to engage in a row. Pump the brown sound like a connected flow just for you and your crew so you can taste the rhythm from this Latin active race. As it takes control of your body and soul, feel the physical change and you'll be so. You can't stop what starts to take place. Your body starts to groove to the ditty dope bass. That's what happens as you can see. Now let the crew explain the Latin activity.
A Latin female dope to get with this high factor track with a lyrical concept. A brown queen note to break it down in one step. So legit, the microphone just passed it right to me, the one just chosen to grasp it. Just drop the mic that you were holding, cause with the lighter shade of brown I saw rolling. Latina taking over the microphone and rocking the place with a little bit of soul and treble and bass as I rock hip hop non-stop and make you dance. I have a question. Are you still in a trance en inglés en español como quieran un ritmo? Muevan sus pies y bailen al ritmo. Hacerlos bailar es mi misión y Latin Active es la canción.
Microphone, brownies on my tip, begging me to come home. I know they want more, screaming for an encore. Fellas getting jealous, so they try to ignore the O to the D to the M-I-M. We rock the lyrics, and before you know it, bam, we got you dancing to our song with a lot of shit around. Well, hey, it's on once again, my friend. You gotta have the soul. Get on the dance floor, lose control. When I lose control, I get sort of active. My mind starts banging in the form of a Latin. Yo tengo derecho de ser una estrella, porque mi dream.
Juanita, Juanita.
¿Cómo están?
Bien.
Ok, ¿qué sabor quieren?
Limón.
¿Y tú?
Limón.
¿De limón? Ay. Aquí está la tuya. Y aquí está la tuya.
Dame el dinero.
Ay, una cora. No es bastante, pero esta vez está bien. Adiós.
Gracias. Gracias.
I really love kids. I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I do know I want to be somebody. I don't want to be dependent on anyone, and I want to be useful to the world.
You can always go downtown when you've got worries. All the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know. Downtown, listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose? The lights are much brighter there.
I know I'm wasting my time. I know I could bring people much more than ice creams.
You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares, so go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. No finer place for sure. Downtown, everything's waiting for you. Downtown.
I think I'd like to do something where I could help my people. Latinos are the majority here, but it's like they don't exist. Nobody ever talks about them.
Juanita, verme que te viene arrulladita. Ay, Juanita, verme que te viene arrulladita. Ay, ya no llores, hija mía, te lo pido por favor. Vendrán otros días mejores, te regalo esta canción. Ay, Juanita.
10 minutes and I get off work.
Sitting in the park on a Sunday afternoon, me and the crew just jamming the oldie tune, sipping on a cold bottle of brewski. Gave over a swig, he passed it back to me. Right about then up came some other homies, Micah, Eli, PJ, Smooth, Phil, and Larry. Busted out the ice chest, Phil popped the cooler. Eli and Pete drunk brew, nothing better to do. Micah's cup, yo, was filled with bird. J Smooth had a cold glass too, you know it. Word, girls at the picnic bench preparing the food. The sky was clear and the weather was cool.
Hey, gordo!
Playground playing on the merry-go-rounds. All the cars cruising, bumping their funky.
Guess what, Gordo?
What?
I think I know what I want to do.
What's it gonna be today? Actress, doctor, firefighter?
No, I want to be a reporter, and I mean it this time.
You always say that.
I know, but this time I'm going to do it.
You always say that too.
I know, but this time I'm really going to do it, and I'm going to do it now. I'm not going to wait. Will you help me?
Okay, what do I have to do this time?
Just take your video camera and follow me.
And then what?
And then you film me as I do my interviews.
And then what?
And then I'll take the tape to the TV stations and they'll hire me.
And they'll hire you, just like that.
They will. You'll see.
Hold on, got one.
How do I look?
You look okay.
Only okay? Don't you like my suit? It's from last year, but I got it on sale.
All right. You look great, mija.
You're just saying that. Have you ever walked on Broadway? Personally, I love it. It is the only place in Los Angeles where there's real crowds and there is so much atmosphere. One thing that people rarely do when they walk on Broadway is look up. If you look up, you will see those old professional buildings. At one point, those buildings were sparkling, well-maintained, busy with customers, filled with life. Look now, they've been abandoned, vandalized, or turned into sweatshops. What a waste. This is my favorite one, the Eastern Colombia. This is an example of a beautiful Art Deco turned into a sweatshop. What's the special?
The special es arroz, frijoles, ensalada, tortilla y chile, carnes, carnitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, everything de la comida mexicana.
Okay.
Todo es muy bueno aquí.
Behind me is the Alexandrian Hotel. It used to be the classiest and the finest hotel in town, even better than the Biltmore. Charlie Chaplin used to stay there, along with the kings, the rich, and the famous. Today, unfortunately, the glamour is gone. It is dirty. It is not maintained. Just have a look at it. I don't need to go into details. The Alexandrian Hotel went from the finest to the cheapest hotel in town. Today, it rents rooms to the welfare people and the prostitutes. Well, ahorita estamos ordenando burritos.
A sus órdenes, cualquier entrevista.
Another downtown Los Angeles landmark is closing its doors. After 30 years of service here on Broadway, J.J. Newberry is saying goodbye. It's sad because Newberry, which carries all types of goods you can think of, was bringing a lot of life to Broadway. Within the last 2 years, downtown had lost the prestigious Bullock's Wilshire, the Los Angeles Theater Center production, the $1 Million Theater, Cafe Gorky, the Vagabond Theater, the Los Angeles Contemporary Exhibition, and more. Who's next? I didn't know that in downtown LA we had like those stars in Hollywood, but it's for the Spanish actors. You see, this man, Mario Moreno Cantinflas, he was a very funny comedian for the Spanish, and he recently died, I believe, like a year or so. But I never knew they had like certain actors like in Hollywood. I'm downtown Los Angeles on Spring and 5th Street, right in the heart of downtown. It's 6 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday. And look, there's no cars around. There's no passerbys. Everybody left already. It's dead. The very place I'm standing is supposed to be the heart of the second largest city in the United States. A downtown that closes at 6, it's hardly believable.
Nuestros miedos. Vuelve, quiero estar contigo.
What happened to you, downtown Los Angeles? Why doesn't anyone love you anymore? You used to be so beautiful, so popular, so lively, so vibrant like downtowns usually are. Today, everybody says you're ugly, dirty, unsafe, uncool, dead. Nobody wants to live in your place anymore, not even hang out. The only people you see are the people who work in your place. And still, comes 4 o'clock, they're rushing back to their suburbs. People say you're not a center, but a ghetto for the homeless, hoodlums, and poor Latino immigrants. I like you very much, and it hurts me to see you that way. What happened to you downtown Los Angeles? First of all, how was it? How was downtown 30, 40 years ago? Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine, and how are you?
I'm fine.
Very
Tell me, how was downtown before?
Well, there's a vast difference in the way it was and the way it is now. In fact, I remember I came here back to Los Angeles soon after I was released from the war. That was in the middle 40s. And you can come downtown here anytime. You could almost eat off the sidewalks. It was so clean.
It was different. Downtown was the most important place here in Los Angeles. Most of the major stores were here. Now they have moved to the suburbs.
In 1950, when I first come out here, it was a wonderful city. You could sleep on the streets, you sleep in the park, and nobody bother you.
We used to drive our cars and leave the keys inside of the cars. Nothing happened. Now, even closing your cars in 10 minutes, they can pick your car.
So before, people would leave the keys inside the cars?
Oh, yes. And the toys of the kids were around the sidewalk, and nothing had happened. But now it's different, completely different.
It used to be a nice city to walk. You could walk down the street, nobody would bother you. You could sit on the park, nobody would bother you. You could sit on the lawn, nobody would bother you. But now,
people were not afraid to go out at night. So as a result of that, there was more activity in either cafes or places or theaters, you know what I mean?
To go out to the movies without...
Oh, yes, they would go out to the movies. You had several movies here in downtown, and there was nothing happened. But now, you cannot do that. You have to be careful.
And it was a different world. You weren't scared to go on the streetcar and go to the beach and take the PE and never had to worry about being mugged or being ripped off.
well, the business was very good. Here at the market, you couldn't walk. Even on Saturday and Sunday was very busy. Monday to Friday was fantastic. See, everybody was making money. Many people used to come to downtown, but not anymore.
Here? Here? Yeah, they're interviewing me. I'm going to be on ABC. I'm going to be a movie star. No.
How was downtown 20, 30 years ago?
Oh, lady. It's gone to pot. I remember at Christmas time, Bullock's window used to be the greatest window in town. Big Christmas tree. Robinson's the same way. May Company, same way. Beautiful. Fun to go out on.
Used to be a really fun place to go and go to the May Company or Robinson's or Bullock's, and now it's all so deteriorated you hesitate to even be on the street.
I can remember when my dad used to bring me up on the red cars from Long Beach. LA was a little brighter.
Can you speak a little bit louder, please?
LA was a little brighter. More interesting, I remember Clifton's Cafe with the waterfall out in front. I mean, it was a lot different than it is now. It wasn't as slick as it is now. It was more like a little village.
How was downtown 20, 30 years ago?
It was good.
Yeah, it wasn't crowded.
It wasn't crowded?
It wasn't crowded.
And how was the nightlife?
Nightlife we didn't do too much, but used to come in and do shopping all the time here, and don't anymore.
I remember when I was in high school, which was more than 30 years ago, we used to come down here and there were live shows and bands and so forth and so on, which you don't have here now. But it used to be a lot of fun. As teenagers, we used to come down here.
It was
Oh, I don't know. It was friendlier, and it was a smaller town, and it was just a lot nicer in those days. It's just too crowded.
Was there gambling?
And the police were corrupt as can be.
Sure. Yeah, they went through a period of that. I don't really know much of the details of that, but I think there was a period of time when there was a lot of corruption through the police department before Parker came in, Chief Parker.
And he was brought in by Mayor Bowron. Mayor Bowron really cleaned up the place, and all of those Shaw henchmen were ready to shoot poor old Mayor Bowron, but he was a tough judiciary type of person.
Would you take a day to downtown back then in the past?
Oh, hell yeah. I had a beautiful girl. Excuse my language. Don't put that on TV. I met a girl. I was about 18 years old, you know? And I met her at the hacienda. I used to take her to meet her boyfriend. Guess what happened? She fell in love with me and married me. That's 27 years ago. And she's still with me. Mexican from Mazatlan. But she watches over me like a hawk, you know?
What is the problem with downtown today?
What's the problem? I mean,
well, let's see. I don't want to say it's the problem. They got a lot of problems.
Such as, can you mention some?
All sorts of gangs, the graffiti, narcotics, the whole bit. Things are bad. I mean, I'm very disappointed. Being a native son here, I don't even want to discuss it. I'm so disappointed.
Well, your vehicle being broken into. Just the hard life downtown, seeing people live in cardboard boxes, the extreme poverty, the toxic pollution that goes on, smelling it drift across, you know, through your windows.
You know, the sales and everything went down because of the crime. There's no security, no policemen, so it's a big problem, you know, a very big problem.
With the exception of the crime, the graffiti, and the cleanup, I think there is a problem.
It's worse than it ever was. There's too many solos, there's too many dope peddlers. You can't even walk down the street anymore unless they rob you. But they're not brave alone. They gotta have 2 or 3 people. In the 50s, I was strong and healthy, you know, I could take anybody on.
The borders have been open, not just the one in Mexico, but in general, have been open to people who have not been screened properly. You see what I mean? Many of these individuals have had criminal records in their own country.
We're back at the Central Library for more on the mystery of downtown.
I think you'd have to have more street activity. You have to have more sidewalk vendors instead of like the Wells Fargo Plaza where you have underground stores. You'd have to have more stores on the lower level and people living above that, so that you have people walking, you know, from this store to that store, getting their cleaning done. More street activity, more pedestrians.
So it's like a ghost town down here sometimes, and that's what I find really remarkable, that in this enormous city that it's truly at times like a ghost town, and it can still be light outside, you know, and like in the summer times it can be maybe 8 o'clock at night and it looks like a neutron bomb was dropped and there's like nobody here except maybe some street people.
But there's a lot of downtown and that's really neglected, that needs help, and I don't think enough attention will ever be given to it. So in a way, the way at nighttime there's nothing going on. So
Ronald.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. Hi. So wonderful to see you. Hello there.
Ronald.
Yes?
Can I interview? Can I ask
Oh, for cool. Love your hair. It's kind of like mine. So many wonderful books, and now I like to say readers are leaders. And I guess people love to read, and that is wonderful.
Okay then. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Nice to meet you.
So how often do you come here to downtown LA?
Not very often.
Why is that?
Not a lot to do.
down here, but maybe I'll come down more with the opening of the library.
What's so bad about downtown that made you move to
No
Westwood?
markets, no place to eat. There's not a whole lot down here for me. It's still kind of dirty. Some places and infested with like homeless people and stuff, and that's not particularly sightseeing for me.
Come on, let's take the elevator. It's closed? What time is it? Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Let's go up. 2. Come on. Woo! That was good. Now we're going to go 3, 4.
Quiero estar contigo. Ven y calma esta ansiedad.
Let's try to find solutions. What would it take to make our downtown a friendly downtown? A popular place and a vibrant center like it was. What could be done to make downtown the heart and capital of Los Angeles again?
Bring it out.
What do you think would take to make downtown happening again? What would it?
Bring business back, clean it up, get rid of the slum area on 5th Street, clean up Broadway. Those are the things that would bring back the people into the heart of the city. Maybe bring business back in too. Most of our businesses are leaving the central city.
It needs to be a lot cleaner, and I think I would need to feel safer here overall. I don't know that I'd want to walk the street here at all after dark, even looking like the devil.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye, Juanita.
Bye.
Probably more investment with business people, more activities, more safer streets to draw people down here. And,
What would it take to make downtown better and happening again?
Get the homeless off the streets.
And how are we going to do that? Do you have any ideas, and how can...
Build shelter for them. It needs to be revitalized, and we need a low-income housing for the homeless and get them off the streets and out of their boxes and into the domes that they are now.
What would it take to make downtown popular and... What's that word? Down, I hate it. No, I know, but the other word. Popular and what? Happening. I don't know. Happening. Okay, happening. Okay.
Say what's happening.
What would it take to make downtown popular and happening again? Okay, let's go. Hello. I was wondering, how can I get a library card?
Okay, you have to go upstairs to the circulation desk and you have to fill out one of these applications.
Okay, then.
And they're issuing cards today.
What would it take to make downtown a vibrant place again, like it was in the 1920s and the 30s, where downtown LA was the center of attention and everybody would come to downtown?
It would take, I think, a lot more residential housing in this area so that people regard this as a home and as a neighborhood. Because what happens right now is that people come down here to work, but they leave in the evening, and they don't regard this really as their own neighborhood.
Well, I think it's heading in the right direction. They're cleaning it up. They've got some culture there now. I think they need more culture. More plays, more musicals, that type of thing.
I ask you a question if you don't mind? Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to bother you. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of what would be needed is
considering that my mother and I went to New York just a while ago and we saw how active it was. And what really amazed me about New York is how centralized things are. For example, they have an area where they have all these theaters, and it's very exciting. In LA, everything is so spread out that if you want to go to a theater, you have to go out to Century City, or you have to go out to West Hollywood. If you want to go get some good cafes or some good books, you have to go out to those areas. And so I think also the Placita Olvera, Chinatown sort of things, I think if you could centralize theater, you could centralize, and I think the LA Library, the opening is so great because it's centralizing this kind of intellectual area where you see people of all cultures, all nationalities coming here. So I think this is a good positive direction in kind of making LA a kind of, you know, a vibrant city again, especially the downtown area.
So what you need in this urban center, I think, is the life of the street. You don't regulate street life in terms of street musicians, street level shops, the human scale, and people will be pouring down here. It wouldn't take much.
This library is the best thing that's happened as far as a cultural focus that I can think of in a long time.
Well, this library opening is an exciting thing because it kind of brings people together again. And
look at this. This is beautiful. Look. Look at the lights up there. Isn't that beautiful?
It is. It's a great area to be in. Make parking affordable.
Have more adequate parking, and not just adequate parking and well-lit parking, but parking that's not so expensive, you know.
I was going to say cheaper access to downtown. It's very expensive to park cars and stuff. So for a lot of people, they can't afford to come down here. There's not much surface parking, and the parking in the parking structure is very expensive. You know, if you're here all day, it could be $11 to $20.
I think downtown should be, you know, people should be more aware of what is here because I don't think people really know what's here, you know, because there's so many just beautiful buildings that are being restored. I mean, you know, we have the subway now. Granted, it's only 4 miles, but it's still our subway. You know, they've redone this library. Thank God that they didn't tear it down or steal the land out from under it or anything like that.
Wouldn't it be nice for Los Angeles to have a friendly downtown? Wouldn't it be wonderful for Angelinos to spend a romantic evening downtown? Just imagine, you could take your date to see a movie on Broadway. You could have dinner at Felipe's or at the Pantry. And then you could walk the streets freely, holding hands, admiring the bright lights of Bunker Hill. The truth is, we're not quite there yet, but we'll get there. The Central Library has just reopened. The convention center is now completed. An Angel Flight will be coming back soon. People will definitely come back downtown if it's safe, if parking becomes affordable, and if there's things to do there. Let's hope city officials are listening. Reporting from downtown Los Angeles, this is Juanita Chevarria for Channel, for no one yet, but for someone soon. Good night. Cut.
All right.
We did it! We did it! We did it!
Party.
I can't believe we did it. I'm so excited.
So what are you going to do with this now, mija?
I'm going to show it to as many people as possible and get us hired as a team of reporters. The best team of reporters. Juanita and Gordo. Do you like that?
So, órale.
Momentos más difíciles, fuiste tú ese diván, y en nuestro amor ya no hay secretos, sabe todo de los dos y deja fuera.
I know there's a place for me somewhere in that big city.